All right, guys, today we got a Toshiba Origin inverter microwave. It doesn't want to power up, so we're gonna dig in, see what's going on here. It won't even turn on. So let's tear this thing apart and see what failed. Maybe we can put it back together and have a working microwave. So first things first is they have tamper resistant hex bits. So here are my normal hex bits, and this is a Harbor Freight special. These are tamper resistant that have the holes in the center because there's a center stud inside these all the way around. We're gonna take those off and see if we have maybe a blown fuse, something simple. All right, so the bit of choice is a CRV. It's a T15 with a hole in the center. So again, this is from Harbor Freight. I think I've used these like 5 times since I bought them. Nice to have for these kind of things where the safety's there to prevent you from essentially hurting yourself, killing yourself. These microwaves are dangerous. 5 of those off. Don't forget the 5th one on the side. Oh man. Well, that ain't good. It's not just going to be a fuse, I don't think. Let's turn that around so you guys can get a look. Get you in a little bit closer here. Man. That's going into the inverter transformer here. I was hoping it was just a fuse. All right, so what we got here is a essentially a resettable fuse. It trips. It's a bimetal, essentially breaker. Once it reaches a certain temperature, 180 degrees C, it pops open. So this thing must have gotten pretty hot. I'm wondering if the fan wasn't getting enough airflow to cool off the magnetron. Here I put in a 15 amp fuse. I'm going to bypass it. We'll see if that pops. But this was the culprit. I'm hoping nothing downstream was injured or destroyed rather. I checked the fuse here. It's the main power fuse. We're good there. So I'm going to power it on and we'll see what happens. All right, well, here goes nothing. All right, it's alive. So that's all I need. I'll bring you around here, show you the front. It's running. We need to turn this off since we don't have guarding. So we need to get a new resettable fuse, and it just mounts right down here. And then we'll plug that back in. So the new overtemp switch just came in the mail. Here's the old one. Really heated up on those terminals. So kind of suspecting that it might be a wiring issue, like contact resistance from the spade connector. I went and bought a singular one that has the same exact part number. It's KSD 201. But if you can read it here, it's a 120C. I can't imagine this thing getting that hot, but I did a little more research on these. This is a KSD 301, and the KSD 301-180, so 180 degrees C. This one will do exactly the same thing. It may be a small change on form factor. I couldn't see anything. Maybe different material type. Finding this 180 in a KSD 201 package is pretty much impossible, at least through 2-day shipping, if you know what I mean. So we're gonna put this KSD 301 on here, and we're gonna actually cut these terminals since they're black and pretty bad. I think there's some contact resistance here, and we're gonna cut both of these off and put some new spades on. All right, cut these up as close as we can. Save some wire. Here we go. That off. And just to show you, there's 2 tabs down in there. You need a long, thin piece, or just aggressively pull it off like I did. What would you say? 14? Yep. 14 gauge. Okay. These on. Get on there, you little bugger. Okay. Nice. All right, there we go. And then I'm gonna put our new one on. Same mounting holes here, right above the magnetron. And then the last one.
Using some good old American cheese as our test dummy here. If this video helped you solve your issue with your microwave, do me a favor and hit that like button down below. It really helped me out as I'm just getting started off with this new channel. Any little bit helps. So appreciate you sticking to the end.
Custody.
We'll see ya.